Joined today by South Carolina head coach Mark Kingston and first team All-SEC outfielder Ethan Petry. Coach, if you wouldn't mind giving an open statement, and then we'll go to questions directly for Ethan.
Yeah, for the first half of that game, it was a really good ball game. Both teams were pitching well, playing good defense. There were no errors in that game today, and it was close. And I think when both teams had to go to the bullpen, that's when it changed. We were very inconsistent out of the bullpen. I thought the guys that came in made some big pitches, but my message to the team afterwards was it's got to be about consistency. What you can show what you do, but you've got to do it over and over. And I just thought, their guys were a little bit better out of the bullpen, a lot better today, and I think that was the difference in the ball game.
All right, we'll start with questions for Ethan over here on the front row on the right.
Ethan, Michael Lanano with the State newspaper. Seemed like you're seeing the ball really well today, a lot of good at-bats. Just where has your confidence been over these last few weeks, and where are you right now in terms of how you're feeling at the plate and seeing the ball?
I'm feeling pretty good right now. I've been struggling lately, and I just kept working hard and trusted my teammates around me, and just kept the course, and now I'm getting back to it, and just looking forward to the next game.
Next to him on the right.
Ethan, Colin Taylor, Gamecock Central. I guess how have you kind of stayed mentally? This is probably the first wall you hit over the course of your freshman year. How have you stayed kind of mentally engaged, locked in to kind of battle through some of that adversity?
I've experienced it during the preseason, like I've told you guys many times before. But I kind of just stayed the course and just stay positive, like Kingston says, and just kept swinging the bat, and good things just started happening.
On the far right, second row.
Alan Cole, Gamecock Scoop. You had a homer today. You had a game-winning hit last Saturday. How much can putting a week together like this, coming out of a slump, help you mentally going into a regional next weekend?
We're just staying confident, and we're just ready to get back to work.
On the far left.
John Whittle, the Big Spur. How deflating was that inning? I think it was a fifth or sixth when left the bases loaded there with one out.
It was pretty deflating, but it's just stuff happens like that in baseball, and we had plenty of other innings to score. Just the fifth inning isn't the only inning to score.
In the front row.
Ethan, you guys are really good with runners on and runners in scoring position yesterday, not so great today. Was there a different at-bat? Were you guys taking different at-bats, or was it just their pitchers making pitches at the right time against y'all?
Yeah, it's more their pitchers making pitches. They got elite pitchers, and they just made pitches, and we try to do too much with them, and it just happens.
All right, are there any other questions for Ethan? All right, be excused. Thank you very much for your time. All right, open up for questions for Coach. We're on the front row.
Mark, what happened with Cole there in the second inning, and how's he doing?
Yeah, he got a foul tip, and it jolted him a little bit. So he is in a concussion protocol. So we'll have to evaluate that day to day. As a Dolphins fan, I'm pretty familiar with that. So we'll hope for the best.
On the left.
Just for clarity, was he diagnosed with a concussion, or?
I want to hear it officially from the doctor, but in terms of talking to the athletic trainer, that is the impression I was given, and so we took the safe route to get him out of the game.
All right. And also, what went into the decision to start Eli today, and how did you think he performed on short rest?
I thought he did fine. I mean, he gave us 4 innings on less than 70 pitches. Our target in terms of number of pitches for him was going to be 60 to 70. We were in the ball game, we were in the ball game, and that's what we asked. And who we used after him was going to be dependent on the pace of the game and the score of the game. It just didn't work out great after he came out of the game, but I thought he gave us a chance to win with how he pitched.
In the front row, far right.
Along those lines, do you have a sense of who might be available tomorrow, who could go for you guys starting wise?
Well, you a lefty or a righty, Michael? You're a righty? Okay, you're on the list. Do we have any lefties out there? No. No, we'll go back to the hotel. We'll look at the guys, again, that we think are capable and available, and we'll come up with something later on.
Also in the front row.
I am a lefty if you need me to throw a little bit.
You are,
yeah,
Colin. Well,
tomorrow.
You need to step up when we ask. You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
be quiet. You got to step up.
Was there any thought to maybe starting Proctor in that fifth inning, and just what did you see from him? Just didn't seem to have today.
No, there was, I mean, again, we wanted to get Eli to a certain spot. We knew that it was against that team. That's a very good offensive team, clearly, and they grind you out. So you've got to look at what's in front of you in that inning, but you've also got to look at how many outs you still have left to get in that ball game. And because of that, we just felt like try to get a little bit more out of Eli within his pitch count, and then we'll hand the ball to Proctor. And look, Proctor's been tremendous for us all year. Just didn't have it today for whatever reason. He wasn't throwing with the command that he usually does. It's going to happen at times. Hasn't happened very often for him, but it did today. And again, it's just one of those things. I think the decisions we made were right, but it just sometimes doesn't work out.
In the far right, second row.
You mentioned looking for more consistency, obviously beyond just results, 9 runs yesterday, 3 today. What are your kind of signs of consistency for this team, maybe beyond just the scores going into the regional
Sorry,
this
I'm
weekend?
having a hard time with the door open.
Yeah, can we
I'm sorry.
pull the door, if you guys wouldn't mind? Thank you.
What are your signs of consistency in your mind beyond just maybe what the final scores are? What are you kind of looking for to establish going into the next weekend?
Well, we know what we look like when we're playing at our best. We get good starting pitching, and then the guys that come in behind our starting pitchers give us strikes and allow the defense to work. We know what that looks like. So offensively, again, we faced a guy with a really good arm today, and you got to tip your cap sometimes, but we need length in our lineup. We need guys that are taking quality at bats, and we've done that some as of late, but not as much as we need to. But the defense, we've made all the routine plays. Again, I like to see us make some of those more impactful plays that can change the momentum of innings. But we are making all the routine plays right now. But it's just a matter of putting it all together. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
In the front row.
Did you sense any deflation after you load the bases there and Gavin strikes out Will?
No,
grounds
I
out
mean,
any deflation there?
Deflation is much too strong a word for a bunch of 18 to 22-year-olds in the middle of an inning, in the middle of a game. Do they get frustrated? Yeah. Do they feel like it's a lost opportunity? Of course they do. Look, everybody does. But deflation means you're about ready to give up, and this team never gets that.
All right, any more questions for Coach? If not, thank you for your time, Coach.
Okay, thank you.